Welcome to the Ultimate Plot Twist podcast, where each time we meet, you'll hear stories from ordinary people like me and you who have found huge blessings from the most unexpected places. Hi, I'm your host, Jen Barger. I'm a wife and a mom to two amazing kids, one of which just happens to have Down syndrome. And when we were handed this challenging and yet quite rewarding plot twist, it was the stories, the people, the recommendations from others that has helped us the most. I can't wait to learn more from these amazing people together and hope that you too walk away feeling a little more encouraged, a little more equipped, and feeling much less alone. Let's get to it. Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Ultimate Plot Twist. My name is Jen Barger. I'm your host, and I'm excited to spend a few minutes with you. This episode is a little bit different. This is just going to be me. And I say just me, but I think it's important that I get to spend some time with you to share openly some of the things that my family's going through or that I'm going through as we get to know each other more. And I've shared before the whole premise of this podcast is built around this idea that we learn best from sometimes sharing the experiences that we're walking through and being vulnerable enough to open the doors to that. And I think this is a really tough thing to do because we're worried about judgment. We feel some shame sometimes. Sometimes we don't even really know what we're feeling. But I think it's best, both from a processing standpoint, but also to help make each other better, to get these things out there. And so I'm going to start. I'm feeling all those things. I'm nervous, but I think, again, it's important that we share these. So let me talk to you a little bit about back to school. I, first and foremost, am so proud of my little guy. I've shared my son is Preston, who is 4. He's in developmental preschool at an amazing school here in Indiana. And we are very, very proud of the services that we get, the teachers that we have, and the support there. And so that's really not what the story's about. The story is about these feelings that crept in on me that I didn't quite expect as I was getting started for the school year. So we have some awesome friends. We have friends that have kids the exact same age as ours, and they have been in our corner from the moment that we met them. My oldest, Amelia, they have matching kiddos the same age, and then my son, they have kiddos the same age as well. And so when school started this year, Preston would be going into pre-K and starting into programs to get him ready for kindergarten. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. And I'm not suggesting that Preston's not going to start on time. He may, but right now, all signs indicate that we're likely going to hold him back for a year. Now, that is not abnormal. There's so many neurotypical kids that do that as well. But my friends, their kiddos that are the same age as mine, are all going into pre-K. And for whatever reason, the rock of that reality came crashing down on me that my son is falling behind. Now, a lot of what I'm about to explain is going to seem maybe a little irrational, maybe a little bit overdramatic, but let me just talk about this for a second. I didn't expect to be so sad about it because I'm a huge advocate. And I've come to grips with how beautiful it is to allow our kids to pace at their own pace, to give them the space. Because what you'll hear a lot and what I preach a lot is, especially with our kiddos with Down syndrome, it's not always if, it's most of the time when. For example, it's not if they're going to walk, it's most of the time when they're going to walk. Maybe it's a little bit later. Maybe it's right on time. Speech, maybe it's a little bit later. Maybe it's right on time. But a lot of times it's not if. There was something about having my friends' kids now outpacing my son that made me really sad for my son. And here's where I've come to. Preston's not sad. All of these emotions were mine. Preston's a happy little boy. He runs into school every day. He comes home and he's talking in his own way a little bit about what he's doing. He talks about playing and he talks about drawing and he talks about his friends. And Preston's not disappointed. The only one that was holding that disappointment was me. And y'all, I sat in it. I sat in it for longer than I cared to acknowledge, but I did. Why am I sharing this with you? I think it's important, one, that as I advocate for my son and as I'm so proud for my son, I also acknowledge these normal feelings of maybe a little bit of disappointment, a little bit of struggle every once in a while. It doesn't mean that I love him any less or that I want to take the Down syndrome away or that I don't acknowledge the beautiful way that God designed him. But what it does do, I hope for you, is give you permission to maybe have some feelings that you're having and not beat yourself up so much about them. In this process of having him, I felt sorry for myself. And then I felt really ashamed. Why am I thinking this? He's amazing. And then I was angry. And then I was embarrassed, And like I said, now I'm realizing that this is a normal cycle I'm probably going to go through again. And I hope that the next time I go through it, maybe I don't stay in it as long. Maybe I recognize it sooner and I give myself some grace. It's okay. And for you, Mama, if going to school, maybe you're further along than me. And if you are, I'd love for you to reach out. I'd love to have you on the podcast to teach us a little bit about what's to come. But I'm in the very beginnings of it all. And if you're walking anywhere close to this same stage, I just wanted you to know that I see you. I feel a lot of the feelings that you're feeling. And it is tough to see our friends outpace our kids. But I'm also thankful that I'm surrounded by friends that I know don't look at him any less, don't not want him in their lives, right? And I think that's a beautiful thing. Okay, that's my quick little touch base with you today. I look forward to having these with you more often. And I hope whatever you're doing right now as you're gearing back up for this school season, I hope it brings you peace. I hope that you're able to get in a rhythm that you love and your family loves. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a beautiful day.